90 Fiancé, and we are doing couple predictions based on their zodiac signs. Oh my god, you guys, today I am so excited because we are joined by Maria Shaw, the Maria Shaw, who is Stephanie's psychic on 90 Fiancé. She's kind enough to come on my channel and do some predictions of the couples based on their zodiac signs. So let's not waste any time and jump right on into this one. Alright guys, we are here right now with Maria Shaw. Maria, I am a huge fan. I've been a big fan for actually quite a while. I appreciate you coming on the channel. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to be here. I've been a big fan of 90 Day for years. I mean, it was my Sunday night indulgence, get rid of all the stress and just kind of pour a margarita and yell at the TV.
Yeah, that's what we all do, yeah. Well, good. Well, hey, you are extremely talented, and these couples are crazy. Some of the couples we don't know in the current season what is going on, and I want to hear from you. Now, we have some older couples like Angela and Michael and whatnot, but I want to hear from you. We got some of their birthdays, so you can kind of do some readings. We can talk and chat and gossip and have a good time. So without further ado, let's just start off with Angela and Michael. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Angela and Michael got married in Nigeria. He's still in Nigeria, and he's trying to come to America. It's been this huge issue. His visa, the K-1 visa, actually got denied for him. And so my question for you, we do know their birthdays. My question for you is, what do you think? I know you did a reading on them. You have some thoughts. What are you thinking on Angela and Michael?
Well, this is actually one of my favorite couples besides Stephanie and Ryan. Angela is a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius people don't hold back, as we can see in the show.
Oh, yeah.
You always ask a Sagittarius. They are not going to mince words. They don't like to lie. They will tell the truth even if it hurts. So we see that with Angela. I really believe she loves Michael. I think we've grown to believe that over the and see that over the course of the several seasons. And Michael is a Pisces. Pisces people, they are easily influenced. Sometimes they can be very indecisive, and they can be a little tricky. They have two personalities. They're like chameleons. So we know that in the beginning of probably the relationship, Michael wasn't always honest. But I think Angela's got him to toe the line. She's still got to keep an eye on him. But I think generally he has a very, very good heart. Usually Sagittarius and Pisces are not always compatible if they spend too much time together. So when he gets here to the States, that's where the big struggle is going to be. Because if you put a Sagittarius and a Pisces together 24/7, if you have 7 days in a week, 3, they love each other. The other 4, they're going to want to choke each other. That's why this relationship works so well, because they do things in intervals. But I really think these two love each other. So I think they got a good shot at making it. But they're going to have a big adjustment when he comes here permanently.
You couldn't have said that any better. That's exactly how I feel. And that's why I feel like they've kind of worked this far. I mean, we all know Angela, she's a loudmouth. Michael, you described Michael like how exactly to a T how I thought. He kind of goes with the flow, he's saying one thing, kind of doing another, the two personalities. But you said that, it's so right. Like when he comes to America, if he ever does come, how could they possibly work? Not only is it they're gonna be together, Angela's 2 daughters live with her, and also all the grandkids. It's going to be a big responsibility, chaos. I mean, you said that perfectly right. I don't know if I see that meshing well when they are here, and I don't know how they can get their distance in that small house. So that is very interesting. Now, are these two, signs typically compatible or not?
They're better off as friends, but like I said, as long as they don't spend too much time together, I think they can make it work.
Yeah.
You can't be in the house with these 24/7. You can't be locked in COVID with COVID restrictions in a house, with these two. It would just be too much. But I think it works, like I said, because absence makes the heart grow fonder. But with Michael, I think there's a good chance that if he doesn't get here this summer, he'll get here next year, because 2022 is one of the luckiest years for Pisces people in 12 years. So if something's going to break that's good for him, it might be this summer, but definitely next year.
Wow, we gotta start talking about luck. If you don't know, I'm an Aries, so we gotta talk about some Aries and luck at the end of this video. But let's keep going on. I wanna kind of transition on into our current season. Like you said, Stephanie, Ryan, they've been just a ton of drama. I had Stephanie on the channel not so long ago, and she was great. Really fun interview. And I want to talk about some of those people. We can just start off with Stephanie and Ryan. Obviously, we know their birth dates, and we saw in the last episode, things did not go very well with those two, and it appears that that was the final straw and they are officially done. We don't know for sure, but it appears that they are officially done. I'm curious what you think, without, obviously you can't, spoil anything or anything like that, but we do know there's signs. What did you think, just looking at the two signs, how do they coexist? How could they have worked together without knowing the two of them, but just looking at signs?
That's my favorite couple, as you know, and Stephanie's a Pisces. She's sympathetic, kind-hearted, generous. She can be a little indecisive. She could be influenced by the last person she talked to, just like Michael. But Stephanie, I know Stephanie's chart because I've done it, and I believe she has the Capricorn rising sign, which makes her a great business person. And she can become very organized with business. But when she falls in love, she can wear her heart on her sleeve, and that's where she gets screwed up. And I've told her many times she's fantastic as a business woman, but when it comes to love, she's got some karmic things to work on. And Ryan is a Taurus. And those Pisces and Taurus, those two signs actually work very well together in a traditional setting. But this is anything but traditional, their relationship. So when you have a separation for as long as they've had, and you have the age difference. And I always say, age doesn't always matter. It's the age of the soul, because you can date somebody 10, 20 years younger and you feel that connection. Some people are more mature, etc. But I think in this case, there's too much mistrust on both sides. And when you have that much mistrust and that much time apart, you bond and then you're away, and then you bond and then you're away. That's not good for a Pisces or a Taurus. Taurus likes consistency. So Ryan wants somebody that's consistent, that's there, that he can go home to every night, etc. Taurus don't like change. They like things to stay the same. And with Stephanie flying here and flying there, not being able to see him, it really caused a lot of issues. But he also, Taurus have a slow burn temper. And when it comes out, watch out. And I think he's really trying to control his temper on the show. There's a lot of things probably that went on behind the scenes that we all weren't privileged to see. But I think he does have kind of a scary temper. And I think Stephanie, combined with the fact that that there was a lot of mistrust. She had found a lot of things out about him and about his previous relationships. When I first met her, she came in for a reading, and that's how she actually got on 90 Day Fiancé. I said, "Oh, you ought to be on 90 Day." And she's like,
I heard that. Yeah.
And I said, it's this great TV show. It's my favorite show. And so finally she applied for it. But when I first read about Ryan, or read her chart about him years ago, I said, I don't like this guy. I said, I think he's using you. And I felt that there was going to be a lot of things that she didn't know about him, but I picked up the girlfriend's name that he was seeing behind her back. And she's asked me not to say the girl's name, so I won't, but I actually picked up the girl's name. She approached him about it, and it came to pass that he was still talking to her, and it might have even still been seeing her. I can't remember the whole scenario. It's been a couple of years. So the mistrust was from the beginning. Normally, those signs are very compatible. I think he was on his best behavior for the shoot. I just always felt like it was a very toxic relationship. And she, frankly, I think, being her friend too, she deserves a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. You can love Stephanie, you can hate Stephanie, but no one deserves to be used like that, like she was. And now another couple I want to go to is Yara and Jovi. We have their birth dates. They are, in my eyes, a pretty freaking god-awful couple. And for those of you guys that don't know, they already, she was already pregnant, Yara was, however long ago. She had a miscarriage, unfortunately. Then, for whatever reason, that kind of built their relationship stronger. Now she's pregnant again, and spoiler alert, they had the baby, they had a girl, and knock on wood, spoiler alert, it appears that they are still together. So I don't know if it's just this baby thing keeping them together, or if they actually have any business staying together, but on the show, they just seem incredibly not compatible. So I don't want to talk too much, but I'm just trying to preface it. What do you think with these two?
Well, Jovi's here. I live in the French Quarter of New Orleans, Louisiana, and but I actually think he spends a lot of time in the Bayou. I think his family's, I'm not exactly sure where they're from, but from home, Cajun country. And I think it's a whole different lifestyle. This is not your typical American. I mean, if you live in Louisiana, it's like nowhere else. There's no place else like it elsewhere. I mean, you can go to the East Coast, and a lot of people have the same traditions, etc. And if Yara was coming to America thinking that it was going to be a certain way, this is a whole new way of life, especially in Cajun country. So, but I did look at their charts, and Jovi is an Aquarius. She just had her birthday January 21st. She is a Gemini, and Geminis overthink things. They overtalk. They're always thinking. They're always talking. I really like her. I love Gemini people, but she doesn't shut up.
Uh-huh.
And I think sometimes if she would just be quiet, then it would be a little bit easier on the relationship. But she's got a right to speak, and she's got things she's got to get off her chest, obviously. Now, these two normally are compatible, but I think the thing with their relationship is him gone. Again, it doesn't work well when you're gone working a lot. And also, Aquarian men can appear very cool and aloof sometimes, like they don't really care. Yeah. And they do, but they hold a lot of it on the inside. And so his challenge is to be more open, more emotional, show her how he feels, include her in more things. And Aquarians love their friends. They love to socialize. I've noticed there's two different types of Aquarius, introverts and extroverts. And we know that he's all about the party and all about the fun, but that's part of the Louisiana culture too. Yeah. So I think that, I think these two will stay together at least for a while, because I almost feel, I know they had a baby, but I'm almost feeling like there could be another baby.
Oh, wow.
Not right now, but I mean in the near future, I think. And I think the MO for them is that they're always going to argue. It's weird, but it's just kind of like how they show their love or how their relationship is. It's par for the course. They're going to fight, make up. It's, I don't know if it's toxic or not, because that's just the way these two are,
Right. Well, do you think she actually loves him?
I do. I looked at both their charts. I think that she loves him. I think that he loves her, but Aquarius men don't always know how to show love. They're more logical, more intellectual, but I think this baby also will help calm him down a little bit, become more of a family man. I think he's got a great family. Yeah. So I think the whole family scenario is helping her stay put. That's why she didn't run back home, because I think the family really cares about her and wants to make it work too. But he's got a good year this year. Aquariuses are very lucky this year. So I think he'll be able to maintain that relationship, make some money, maybe make another baby. And Geminis are not doing bad this year either. So I know what it looks like on TV, but I think it's par for the course. Arguing, breaking up, getting back together, that type of thing. That's just who they are.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, because Yara and I don't know her, but in my head, she can sometimes, it's like, she kind of annoys me at times, because it seems like she's constantly complaining. However, I have read on Reddit, I think, that, the producers possibly, suppose, I don't know for sure, but they kind of push Yara and Jovi to answer question after question after question, and finally they were just getting so frustrated, they were starting to kind of butt heads. And I'm sure 90 Day Fiancé loved it because it was more drama. So maybe we're not seeing everything on camera. Maybe they're a little bit better off camera. It does kind of seem like she might be using him an itty bitty bit, but maybe like you said, maybe that's just how their relationship is going to work. They're going to fight and go crazy, and that's just their relationship.
Yeah, and the other thing is she's Gemini, so she doesn't like to be bored. And to stick her in an apartment in the warehouse district in a city that said she didn't care for, with no friends, nothing to do. Geminis cannot stand to be bored. They go nuts. So it's very important that she creates friendships, that she has a lot to do, that she has a car, she's got a little credit card. But I think her expectations when she came over here were much different when she first arrived. She thought she was probably going to get a lot of gifts. It was going to be this and that. And she just didn't fall in love with the city like a lot of people do.
Yeah, and I'm curious, because the area, obviously is completely irrelevant to the spiritual world, but the area. Is this warehouse district as bad as she's making it out to be, or is it actually nice like Joey's making it out to be? What is this area like? I've never even been there.
It's a nice area. I saw one of the shows where the furniture sales lady said, it's the nicest area in New Orleans. It's not the nicest, but it is a very nice area, and it's kind of pricey. There's a lot of nice restaurants and hotels, and I feel like it's safe over there. Might even be safer there than here in the French Quarter. And there's a lot of culture here. If she could get out and embrace the culture and the food and take some classes and really embrace the city, it's a great, I think it's a great place to be.
Well, let's keep on going. This has been fun. Let's keep on going to another couple. And I wish I could find his mom's birth date, but I honestly, I don't know it. I looked and I do not know it. But that is Brandon and Julia. And I wish for the love of God I could find Betty's birthday, the mom, but I just could not. But we know their birthdays. I'm curious what you think about those two.
Well, Brandon is a Virgo, and Virgo are the worker bees of the zodiac. They're always working. They can work two, three jobs. They're always trying to please
Oh,
everybody. They want to make everybody happy, but
yeah,
they do overthink things sometimes. But he's being pulled in so many directions trying to please everybody, and he's
yeah.
trying to placate. That's what Virgos do the best. They try to fix everything. This challenge that we had with this family is that everybody wants something different. His fiance is a Libra, and Libras just, they're here to be in love. And they just want that one person. They don't want the whole big family. They just want to be with their man or their girl. So I'm thinking that they really do need to be out on their own in order for this relationship to flourish. And I think that she doesn't like confrontation,
Uh-huh.
but if she gets pushed too far, watch out. And I
Yeah.
think she's been pushed to her limit. And we saw that, a couple weeks ago too on the show. And usually she's going to be more peaceful, harmonious. I don't want to stir the pot, but I think it's
Hmm.
just too much for
Oh,
her. So the
Yeah.
best advice I have for them is to get their
yeah.
own place
Yeah.
and just focus on each other. This is the time that you can't get back, to focus on each other. But I think that Brandon's trying to fix everything. And I also think that with his parents, he feels like he either owes them or he feels like a kid around the parents. And I think he's like 30, 31 years old or something.
Yeah.
He's near, I think he's 28, 29, 30. He's definitely old enough to move out. And the weird thing is, to touch on that, he's technically an only child for the mother. The dad has other kids, so he has step siblings. The mom is like a stepmom, but he's that only child. I don't know how that dynamic, being the only child, technically the baby of the family. Maybe he does have some obligation with the farm. I don't really know, but there is definitely something holding him back from just not letting go. He claims it's debt, but I feel like it's like everything in life. If you want to do it, you'll do it. If you want to move out, you'll find a way. So I think there's definitely something, God knows what, but there is something holding him back from moving out. And I 100% agree with you. If they moved out, their relationship would flourish and it'd be perfectly fine, drama-free. Awesome. Well, hey, before we go on to the rest of the couples, we have some other really good couples I'm dying to jump into. I do want to say for everyone, just real quick, it means the world to me that you came on this channel. And for everyone watching this video that is into the spiritual world like myself, where can people find you? Where can they, how can they work with you? What can they do to be on your email list or on your sites or subscribe or anything? What do you want people to do that are watching this video to follow you and to connect with you?
Well, the best thing to do is to go to mariashaw.com and sign up for my free newsletter. It comes out twice a week. It's called Starscopes, and I write a lot of interesting articles that are in layman's terms, and you can book readings from there. And I have some cool jewelry and gemstones and crystals. And you'll also see my list of appearances where I'm going to be around the country. You can also book a reading on the website. I do 1 hour, 60 minutes, and even 50 minutes. And this, you'll be talking directly to me on the phone. And the other thing I offer is a one question reading. If you're on a budget or you just have one question, you can click the icon at the top of the page that says Ask Maria, and you type in your question. And then I will send a recording back to your email so you can listen to the reading via your computer or your phone. But that's really the best way. I would definitely sign up for my newsletter. It's a great newsletter. You'll get it twice a week, and you can keep up with everything we're doing.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'm going to put a link above below this video. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, sign up for the newsletter. Like you said, it's free. Put your email. You get great content. And definitely make sure to sign up for that. Well, let's keep on. Let's keep going. This has been fun. Another couple I want to touch on, and we have not seen much of them together at all, actually, is Andrew and Amira. He is getting a very odd reading from all the 90 Day Fiancé fans. I personally don't even know where I stand with the guy. And Amira, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know what I think of her. So I'm curious, Maria, what you think.
Well, this is interesting because Andrew is in Aries and Amira is a Pisces. Whenever you have a sign that you're with, a zodiac sign that is born before you or after you, that was what we call a neighboring sign, but there's also a good chance that you have had a past life connection. These two may have known each other in a former lifetime. Now, Aries, what sign are you? Are you an Aries?
I'm an Aries, which I hate to admit now because no one on my channel likes Andrew, so I hate to be grouped in him.
Okay, you're a different type of Aries because I actually did his natal or his his sun chart for him based on
Uh-huh.
sunrise time. I think you're a different Aries. Andrew was born as a true Aries, so he's going to be more self-centered. And I've noticed with Aries men that are born in that decan, the Aries decan, that they tend to think all about themselves. Me first. How can I benefit? How can this girl benefit me? And so
Mhm.
that's why we've seen him directing her and bossing her around, because the
Yep.
Aries can be very bossy. They're leaders. They're
Yep.
born leaders, and they're very impulsive and they want to do things now. They
Mhm.
get very impatient with things. So, he's got her flying off in all these different directions and this and that.
Yep.
They can be greatly influenced by people that they love.
Mhm.
And she's a romantic person. Pisces is very romantic, just like Stephanie, very romantic, wants that knight in shining armor, and he can fill that role when she first meets him because he's aggressive and smart and a leader and outgoing and kind of bossy and dominant
Yeah.
and confident. All those things, the great things that make an Aries man. But then there's the other side of him that is very self-centered and self-absorbed, and I'm not going to go out of my way, but you need to go out of your way for me because I'm me. So
Right.
I think this is the battle that we're running in. I think all of her friends, her family members can see through it. She's still romanticizing, but there's little periods here where she's like, I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
done. She's starting to get it. So I don't know if these two are going to work. I think that the connection between them was initially strong, but because it's all about him, this relationship seems to be if it suits him. I think we're going to have a lot of challenges with getting these two together, and not
Yeah.
just because the borders.
Yeah. Well, hey, I love that we get an Aries in this list because now I feel like I'm part of the thing. Yeah, and I 100% agree. We're seeing two sides of Andrew, the bossy, the just emotionally unavailable side where she gets deported from Mexico and he's out eating ice cream and on boating trips. And then we see this other side of Andrew, and I don't know if you know, but on social media, Andrew's going off saying this is fake. Not exactly, but he's saying this is totally edited. I'm not like that. I didn't want to go to Mexico. This was not my idea. So we're seeing two totally different sides. And I hate to totally bash this guy, but it does sound like he's pushing her to go here, pushing her to go there. Now he's pushing her to go to Serbia. And we actually got to see in the upcoming episode that her dad was like, if you go, I won't talk to you again. And the funny thing is, her dad and him, and well, actually, Andrew went off on her dad on social media. So, a lot of moving parts. It's interesting to hear that you said they don't think they're going to work out, though.
Well, I think that Amira, being a Pisces, feels guilty a lot. She wants to please everybody. The one thing about Pisces is they're the sign of the pleasers. The Virgos are the fix-its. The Pisces are the pleasers. So she wants to please her family, her dad, her friends. She can get real strong maybe around her friends, her dad. Yes, you're right. But then when she talks to Andrew, she wants to please him. And remember, she's still in that romanticizing phase yet. So we're just looking at this. This story isn't over, but I find it very hard to see these two together long term. He's a fire sign, Aries. She's a Pisces, a water sign. She can throw water on his fire. And that's why these two signs are not always the best match. And I'm not saying they're soulmates. He might think they are.
Yeah.
But I really feel that part of this for him is the chase. And remember, he could have told TLC, no, I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, I 100% agree. And interesting. Well, now let's go on to the last couple that we have, unfortunately. Boo-hoo. I wish we had Mike and Natalie because I am so curious if they are a spiritual match, but, God knows I can't find their birthday for either of them. But we do have another interesting couple that I find I'm very curious on, and that is Rebecca and Zied, because they have a ginormously huge age gap. And in the last episode, Rebecca flat out asked him, do you want to have kids? And to her face, he said no, but behind her back, he basically said every man, which I would include him, wants kids. So I'm curious what you think, Rebecca and Zied.
Well, I actually did a reading on Zied the beginning of the year in my own personal videos that I have on my Facebook page.
Wow.
And just a little plug for myself. If
Yeah.
you want to follow me, French Quarter Medium, Maria Shaw. And I just put up 2 days ago, a 90-day Fiancé psychic Maria Shaw page, but I do videos on there about some of the celebrities and some of the folks on 90 Day and little astrology things too. But it's funny because I did do a reading for him and posted it around January 1st. He's a Capricorn. He's just come out of a really rough 3 years. Capricorns have had a really hard time the last 3 years, a lot of them. And this is going to be an easier year for him. And she's an Aquarius. Do you notice we've had a lot of Aquarius on this show?
Yeah.
I mean, we look at a lot of Aquarius, a lot of Pisces, but being a Capricorn, he's going to be more traditional, more old-fashioned, more grounded, very opinionated. But now he's in a foreign land, right? So now he's going to be more cautious with what he says, who he talks to. Who's cautious is a Capricorn word, but they have to work. If a Capricorn man is not working, he's going to be difficult to live with. Now he knows he can't work right now, but this is going to drive him nuts sitting around in that apartment. But when he is able to work, if he likes his job, he'll stay and he'll be happy here. If he doesn't like his job or can't find work, he's probably going to be thinking about going back home. Now, Rebecca being an Aquarius is one of the most quirkiest signs. You can see all her different hair color and all her tattoos and all the fun she likes to have. Her biggest issue is that she's not going to be able to let go of the past. And I'm talking about the problems that she had with her first husband that she brought over here, because she still has that in the back of her mind, old tape recorders. And I'm worried that she's going to make Zied pay for the sins of the ex and not even realize it. She's a smart woman. She's a smart cookie. She will speak up, but I think that she could be the problem in the relationship by worrying about stuff that he don't even know how he's going to feel 10 years from now.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I could see these two working in the short term, but in the long term, I just think, like you said, they could have some issues. I think he wants more than Rebecca has to offer, but we're going to have to wait and see. And before we do sign off for the day, I am so freaking curious. We have one last couple who is not on this season, but they've been around they've been this way and everywhere. And that is Darcy and now Georgie. We saw her with Jesse. We saw her with Tom. Now she's with Georgie. I am so freaking curious. On paper, they're still together and engaged, but what do you think of these two?
So Darcy is a Libra. She was born to fall in love. Libra's purpose on this earth plane is to be in relationships, to learn to love. That's why she's so desperate to find the love of her life. And a lot of people appears to be the love of her life, right? Yeah. But that's because she's Libra and she needs to partner. She's better when she's married or with somebody rather than alone. And when she loves, she'll give it 100%. I think the gentleman that she's with now, Georgie, they are opposite signs. He's an Aries. And they're opposite signs. And some of these two, Libra and Aries, are actually the opposites that do work. Okay. Again, here we go back to patterns. She's had so many disappointments that she's always on guard that she could be making him pay for the sins of others. But he also came into the relationship married.
Right.
So here we go. It's like she keeps attracting a lot of the same issues, a lot of the same baggage. And so it may be something where she has to go back and clean up all that in the past so she can start anew. I will tell you that she's got a great year next year for love. If it's not him, it's going to be somebody else. She won't be single too long. And I do think that she's going to end up happily married at some point. I just don't know if it's going to be with him because he may get tired of her. I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
I really like Darcy, so I hope I didn't hurt her feelings, but he may get tired of all the past stuff. And I just hope that they can make it. But she's got to remember, do not make him pay for the sins of the past lovers.
Yep.
That'll be the downfall.
Yeah. No, I like that. I agree with that. And I could see them. They have a similar kind of style, fashion. They do seem to have some synergy. So I could see them working. And real quick, though, before we do sign off for the day, if you guys don't know, 90 Day Fiancé, the single life is back, and we are seeing some of the old couples, some good, some bad, one of which being Molly Hopkins. She was with Louise, god awful. They were a horrible couple, but now she has this new man, Kelly. I don't know his birthday. However, we do know Molly's, and we know some stuff about Kelly, but I'm curious what you think about Molly and this new man, where their relationship's going to go, what she needs for this relationship to work.
Well, Molly is probably one of the most intuitive psychic people on the show. She could probably give everybody readings too.
Oh,
She's very
really?
intuitive. She's a Cancer. She's a
Uh-huh.
great businesswoman. There are more self-made millionaires born under the sign of Cancer than any other sign. You would think
Wow.
it'd be Taurus or Leo, but it's actually Cancer. And she's going to do really good this year. The last couple of years were very strenuous, very difficult for her. This year it's going to be much better. I don't think she's going to stay with the guy that's the first guy on the show,
Uh-huh.
the first love interest. There's somebody else coming for her that she hasn't met yet,
Oh,
and I
wow.
think it's going to be an American.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be somebody that will be in her region. So it's going to be a Southern guy. And she might say, oh, no, no, no. But I really feel it's going to be somebody new that she hasn't met yet. But she's going to be, she's going to be a big star in the next couple of years. She's growing. She's making things happen. Got a great personality. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she hosts her own show in the future too.
Wow. I can actually see that because you're right. She does have that business side, and that is interesting. I posted a video about Molly and her new man, Kelly, and a bunch of people were like, what is she doing with him? Saying that he, wasn't good enough looking, I guess, whatever, for her. So we're going to have to wait and see how this plays out with those two. I'm a fan of Molly, though, so I definitely wish her the best. But this has been fun. I really am curious to see once this season's done, we can backpedal a little bit, go back to all these predictions and see how it all plays out. But I really honestly, I don't disagree with anything you just said at all right now.
Well, let's see how it works out because I'm really excited about this season. I know they extended it a couple more shows, so we
Hmm.
get a little bit more of all the couples. But it's been great fun so far, and I'm just happy to be on the show. It was one of my favorite shows, and for the producers to ask me on has been a great honor. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, you got any final comments on an Aries of my kind, on an April 16th Aries? What do we have, any love or money or anything coming in anytime soon?
I actually have a lot of good things to tell you. Next year, 2022, probably
Okay.
starting around July and lasting till the middle part of 2023, it's going to be the best year that you've had in 12 years. And it's going to be a
Wow.
time of great growth and opportunity. You may be doing a lot of things even beyond your own channel. You may be
Uh-huh.
doing some things on cable and networks and things like that. So I see a lot of growth for you. I also see you doing some sort of radio show in addition to what you're doing here, commercial radio, FM station or AM station. So I think you're going to get involved a
Wow.
lot more in radio. And do you have a relationship now? You want me to look at the birthday?
Uh, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm kind of
You don't
something
even
sort of.
know.
Well, I don't.
That ain't gonna
I'm
work.
all over the place. I'm all over. I'm a mess. See, I'm a mess as in I have this crazy commitment thing with my work because I work so much and I don't want to settle, and I'm always afraid to settle because of past life stuff that I'm trying to fix and hash out. So I don't even know where I
Two
stand with that.
girls. There's
Yeah.
two relationships. There's somebody that you're maybe dating and with, and then
Uh-huh.
maybe she may not be dating after this, but there's also somebody that you've been thinking about. I don't know if it's somebody from your past or somebody that you
Huh.
know now, but there's somebody that you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be like, oh, if I had more time, I could devote to that. I wonder if she likes me, this and that. So very likely that you may have to choose between two relationships within the next 8 months.
Well, geez, yeah, I don't know. We are
You
gonna
don't
have to
have to
see
say
how that.
anything. You don't have to say
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, we are gonna have to see how that plays out. Well, I'll keep everyone up to date on the relationship stuff. And Maria, I appreciate it. I'm going to put anything you want, your email newsletter, your Facebook, your YouTube, anything you want, I'll put above or below this video so people can show you some love, give you a follow. And I had a great time, and I would love to have you on the channel again. This has been really a blast.
Oh, I would love to. The last thing I'd like to mention is I do love and destiny card
Hmm.
reports. If you can throw that up there, because I take your birthday and I take your love interest birthday, and then we do an astrological birth card type of a reading, and it will tell you the karma you have, the compatibility, and even an affirmation to keep the relationship growing. And that
Wow.
again, you can order at mariashaw.com. It's called the Love Cards.
This is just unbelievable. So much fun. And I really appreciate it. You're definitely going to have to come back on very
I
soon.
will. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, y'all, this has just been so much fun. Like I said in the video, if you are interested in reaching out to Maria, I'm going to put a link above or below this video. She is really sweet and genuine and just authentic and nice. And if you're interested in this kind of spiritual stuff, definitely worth reaching out to her. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please tap that like button, comment below your thoughts, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.